Chosen one, stop scrolling right now, not later, not after another video. Archangel Michael has an urgent message for you today. You did not find this recording by accident. The universe does not make mistakes. Heaven orchestrated this exact moment because the great shift is finally happening and your spirit needs to be prepared. There is a specific reason why those doors suddenly slammed shut in your life. The truth will shock you. You feel it in the air. The atmosphere has been incredibly heavy lately. Look back at the last 72 hours of your life. You have been dealing with a sudden and unexplained spiritual exhaustion. It hits you like a massive wave out of nowhere. You wake up feeling tired. Your body feels completely drained. And your mind is constantly spinning with strange anxieties that do not even belong to you, while your physical vessel begs for rest. The system wants you to believe you are just weak. They want you to think this is normal tiredness. But listen to me very carefully right now. You are not losing your mind. This is not ordinary fatigue. You are experiencing intense spiritual warfare. Archangel Michael is standing beside you as you hear these words. He sees the invisible battles you fight every single night, and he knows exactly how much toxic weight you carry for the people around you. You are a spiritual shield for your bloodline. You absorb the dark energy of the people around you. You carry their burdens so they can have peace. And this is exactly why you feel so empty right now. The enemy knows you are the cycle breaker. The dark forces recognize the massive light you hold inside. They are throwing absolutely everything at you to lower your frequency before the cosmic shift occurs, because your awakening is their greatest fear. Think about the sudden isolation you are experiencing. Friends have stopped calling you. People you trusted have suddenly pulled away without any explanation. You feel entirely alone in a crowded room. You cry in secret when nobody is watching. You smile during the day while your soul is quietly weeping. But heaven did not abandon you in this quiet desert. This strange and painful isolation is actually a strict divine quarantine meant to protect your delicate frequency. Archangel Michael is actively severing ties with people who drain your spirit. God is pulling you away from the noise of the world. Your next season cannot be entered with chaos attached to your energy. The heavy lifting you have been doing in the unseen realm is almost finished. You are the remnant. You are the chosen vessel meant to anchor this new divine frequency. But your earthly vessel is currently exhausted from the constant spiritual warfare. I need you to pause and take one deep breath slowly. Drop your shoulders and release the tension in your jaw. The Holy Spirit is sweeping through your room right at this very second. You might feel a sudden warmth or a strange tingling sensation. Do not ignore your intuition today. Your physical body is reacting to a massive energetic download. Heaven is recalibrating your tired soul for what comes next, and you must stay entirely focused to receive it. Let us return to those closed doors from last week. You prayed so hard for a specific breakthrough. You pushed and you fought, but the opportunity was completely blocked. You thought the universe was punishing you. You thought your prayers were being ignored by the Creator. But Archangel Michael says those sudden rejections were absolute divine protection. If that specific door had opened, entering it would have completely destroyed your ultimate destiny. The Matrix operates by keeping you in a constant state of survival. The system feeds on your fear and your doubt. They want the chosen ones to stay exhausted and confused, because an awakened chosen one is the greatest threat to their dark agenda. But a major cosmic event is unfolding right above your head. The shift is not coming tomorrow. The shift is already here, and the dark forces are panicking because they can no longer control your timeline. Heaven is preparing to release a mega deposit into your life, but a tired and heavy spirit cannot hold a massive blessing. This is your last chance to align your frequency before the window closes. The spiritual realm is vibrating with intense anticipation for your ultimate victory. You are a true masterpiece of the Creator, and a beautiful masterpiece does not belong hidden in the dirt where the world can ignore its bright light. Type 777 in the comments right now to claim this absolute breakthrough. Do this as a physical declaration to the universe that you are ready. Let the physical action lock your intention into the spiritual realm. The exhaustion is finally leaving your body. The divine alignment has officially begun. Stay exactly where you are. Do not look away. The great revelation of your ultimate purpose is just beginning to unfold before your eyes. Before I go any further, I need you to understand something deeply. The pain you feel is not a punishment, and the universe is not turning its back on your tired soul. You have been mourning the sudden loss of relationships. You cry over the opportunities that slipped through your fingers. But heaven sees this differently, because this is your ultimate divine preparation. We must redefine what is happening in your life right now. The Matrix tells you that losing friends means you are broken. Society says that feeling constantly exhausted makes you a complete failure. They want you to believe you are just depressed. But Archangel Michael brings a profound revelation to your spirit today, and he wants you to know your fatigue is a badge of honor. You are not depressed. Your spirit is exhausted from fighting battles in the unseen realm. Every time you walked into a room, you quietly absorbed the heavy trauma of others. You acted as a spiritual sponge for your entire bloodline. You healed people who never even knew they were bleeding, and that massive energy transfer drained your physical vessel completely. Your isolation is not a punishment. It is a divine quarantine to protect your frequency. God saw the silent intentions of the people around you. He heard the conversations they had when you were not in the room. The Creator realized they were going to anchor you to the lowest vibration possible, so heaven aggressively removed them from your timeline for your own safety. Let the sting of that rejection fade away right now. They did not hate you. They hated the blinding light inside you that exposed their darkest secrets. Your pure energy made their hidden demons incredibly uncomfortable. They pulled away because a lower frequency can never sustain itself in the presence of an awakened, chosen one. You were simply too bright for their shadows. Think about the financial delays you have faced recently. You worked so hard, but the breakthrough always seemed slightly out of reach. The system wants you to hustle until your soul breaks. But God's delay is not a denial, it is exactness. Heaven was withholding the blessing because your environment was still contaminated with toxic energy and fake friends. If the Creator had dropped the mega deposit into your hands last year, parasites would have stolen it. The people you trusted would have drained your resources dry. God had to empty your circle before He could safely fill your cup. The massive void you feel right now is just making room for the great shift, and you are being cleared out to receive a massive miracle. Archangel Michael is standing as a fiery shield around your finances and your heart. Every tear you shed in secret was actually watering the seeds of your upcoming harvest. You thought you were burying your dreams, but you were just planting them deep in the soil of divine timing. The universe is currently realigning every single atom in your favor while you quietly wait. You must stop grieving the old version of your life. That old reality was keeping you completely trapped in survival mode. You are a true cycle breaker. You cannot break generational curses while holding hands with the people who constantly benefit from them. The shift requires absolute surrender of what was familiar, so you must let go of the heavy baggage they forced you to carry. Take a slow breath and listen to this carefully. There are no coincidences in a chosen one's life. Every rejection was a clear redirection. Every sleepless night was a powerful spiritual activation. While you laid in bed feeling incredibly anxious, your spirit was downloading the exact blueprints needed for your new timeline. You were literally being upgraded while you rested. The system tries to medicate your spiritual awakening. They want to numb the intense sensitivity that makes you so incredibly powerful, but your heightened emotions are your greatest weapon. You are a discerning warrior. You can walk into any room and instantly read the true energy of every single person there. And that is your divine radar, working perfectly to protect your path. The pain of the last few months was a rigorous spiritual test. It was silent and brutal, and you did not even know you were taking it. But you passed. You kept your heart pure in a world that desperately tried to make you bitter. You chose absolute kindness when everyone else chose cruelty. And because of that rare purity, heaven is marking you for extreme favor today. God uses the darkest moments to forge the sharpest weapons. You have been in the spiritual fire for a very long time. The heat was uncomfortable. The process felt incredibly lonely. But the fire did not destroy you. It only burned away the impurities and the false attachments that were holding your spirit down. And now you are stepping out of the flames, completely purified. This brings us to a massive realization about your current path. The purging phase is officially coming to an end. The heavy lifting is done. You do not need to fight those invisible battles alone anymore. Archangel Michael is stepping forward to take the heavy sword from your tired hands, because it is time for you to finally rest and witness the true reward of your suffering. Let me explain what is actually happening in the spirit realm right now. The dark system is entirely built on keeping you asleep and compliant. They thrive when you are stuck in constant survival mode, because a tired spirit cannot fight back against their heavy chains. But the cosmic shift is destroying their ancient foundation. They know your awakening will shatter their control over your bloodline forever. The Matrix is not just a concept or a movie plot. It is a very real spiritual grid designed to harvest your bright energy. They want you to believe that working yourself to the bone is the only way to survive, and they use this fear to keep you entirely trapped. They feed on your daily stress. They consume your quiet anxieties. And they deliberately surround you with people who act as energy vampires. Think about the people who recently betrayed your trust. You thought they were just difficult or misunderstood souls, but Archangel Michael reveals a much deeper and darker truth today. The system uses unconscious people as literal agents to infiltrate your peaceful life, and they use these empty vessels to steal your joy. These sleepers are magnetically drawn to your pure light. They attach to you because they have absolutely none of their own. They do not hate you for your physical flaws. They are intensely jealous of the divine favor that rests heavily on your shoulders. When you walk into a room, your high frequency automatically exposes their hidden darkness. This triggers their deep insecurities, so they begin a coordinated smear campaign to lower your vibration and steal your peace. They want to isolate you from your divine purpose. This brings us to the exact reason heaven brought you here today. The spiritual attacks have multiplied immensely over the last few weeks. You feel like you are fighting an invisible wall from every single direction, but this massive resistance is actually proof of your growth. The Matrix only sends its strongest storms when you are standing right next to the exit door. Do not let their desperate illusions trick you into turning back. The system operates through massive deception and calculated illusions. They try to convince you that your financial struggles are entirely your own fault. They want you to feel deeply ashamed of your current circumstances. But heaven wants you to know that the economy of the Matrix is specifically rigged against the chosen ones, and they restrict your resources on purpose. They want you too tired to fulfill your holy mission. But their grand illusion is finally starting to crumble around them. Your spiritual eyes have been forced wide open by the Creator. You can now see the hidden manipulation behind their fake smiles and empty promises. The enemy is absolutely panicking because they cannot trick you with the same old illusions anymore, and your heightened intuition has become an impenetrable shield. Their dark psychological games no longer work on your awakened spirit. They desperately want you to argue and defend yourself against their lies. They want you to engage in their toxic drama because it feeds their dark frequency. But Archangel Michael commands you to stay entirely silent right now. Your quiet silence is your ultimate weapon against the collapsing matrix. When you refuse to react to their provocations, their negative energy has nowhere to go but straight back to them. The dark system has held your bloodline captive for many generations. They used poverty and addiction to keep your ancestors completely chained to the bottom. But the Creator specifically placed you in this family to be the ultimate cycle breaker. You carry the exact genetic code needed to dismantle their generational traps forever, and that is why the spiritual resistance against you has been so intense. You are rewriting the future of your entire family tree. Every trap they set for you has completely failed to destroy your spirit. They tried to break your mind with extreme isolation and deep betrayal. They pushed you to the absolute edge of your emotional endurance. But they made one massive miscalculation in their dark agenda against your life, because pushing you into the darkness only forced you to discover your blinding light. You became unbreakable in the shadows. The Holy Spirit is exposing their hidden network of lies today. The people who spoke poorly of your name are beginning to turn on each other. Confusion is striking the camp of your enemies right at this very moment. You do not have to lift a single finger to seek revenge or earthly justice, because the universe is stepping in as your ultimate defense attorney. The cosmic scales are finally balancing. This silent warfare is reaching its absolute final stage. The system has exhausted all of its ammunition against your rapidly rising frequency. Their heavy chains are currently rusting and snapping under the weight of your new authority. You are no longer a victim of their spiritual harvesting and manipulation, but you are stepping into a profound role as a sovereign guardian. The shift is permanently altering your reality. Your massive energy shift is altering the very fabric of reality around you. The dark grid is disconnecting from your spiritual vessel permanently. Now, let us talk about what the enemy desperately tried to hide from you. There are specific physical signs that prove this shift is already happening in your body, and the transformation is completely undeniable. Your ultimate victory is completely assured. Listen carefully, because this is where most people miss the blessing. The massive shift we just discussed is not just a spiritual concept floating in the clouds. It is manifesting right now inside your physical vessel and your immediate environment. Your biological body is frantically trying to catch up with your expanding soul. You can actually feel the upgrade happening in real time. Remember the sign I mentioned earlier about Archangel Michael actively intervening? Here is the absolute proof you have been looking for. It is the sudden and profound stillness in your mind. The chaotic voices of anxiety that used to haunt you have suddenly gone completely quiet. You have moments of deep peace that make absolutely no logical sense given your current earthly struggles. Let us look at the other undeniable signs of this cosmic shift. Think back to your sleep patterns over the last few nights. You keep waking up precisely between 3 and 4 in the morning. Your heart is racing, but you are not actually afraid. This is the exact hour. The veil is thinnest. Heaven is downloading profound spiritual blueprints directly into your subconscious mind while the world sleeps. You might also notice intense changes in your physical temperature. Sudden waves of heat rush through your chest and your hands. Sometimes you feel a strange tingling sensation down your spine. This is not a medical issue. Your DNA is being actively rewired to hold a much higher frequency. The Holy Spirit is literally burning away the dense trauma stored in your cellular memory. Look at how the physical world reacts to your changing energy. Electronic devices act strangely when you are highly emotional. Light bulbs flicker when you walk into a room. Your phone suddenly glitches without any rational explanation. Your vibration is becoming so incredibly strong that it disrupts the low-frequency electromagnetic fields around you. You are becoming a walking powerhouse. Have you noticed a high-pitched ringing in your ears recently? The medical world has entirely mundane explanations for this. But the spiritual reality is vastly different. That sound is the frequency of heaven trying to tune your spiritual hearing. Your spiritual guides are attempting to communicate. You are adjusting to the pure transmission of divine truth, dropping into your earthly reality. Your physical sensitivities are heavily increasing right now. Foods you used to love suddenly make you feel deeply exhausted. Crowded places instantly drain your energy before you even speak to anyone. Your body is fiercely rejecting anything that carries a low vibration. This is a massive blessing because your physical vessel is building an automated defense system against toxic environments. Gently like this video right now. Do not do it for an algorithm. Do it as a physical declaration to the universe that you are in absolute spiritual alignment. Your physical engagement locks your frequency into this safe sanctuary. By claiming this message, you are signaling to heaven that your vessel is open and ready to receive the mega deposit meant for the true remnant. Your intuition has become frighteningly accurate. You can look at a person and instantly read the hidden motives behind their fake smiles. People cannot lie to you anymore because you hear their silent thoughts before they speak a word. This extreme discernment is the primary weapon of a chosen one. God gave you this radar so the enemy can never blindside you again with cheap deception. This brings us to a massive revelation about the people who recently betrayed you. I need you to pause and really hear this next part. What do you think those toxic individuals are doing right now? You probably assume they are living happily without you, but heaven is revealing a completely different reality. A massive wave of confusion is currently sweeping through their dark camp. They thought removing you would give them ultimate peace, but the exact opposite happened. Your pure light was the only thing keeping their chaotic lives together. Now that Archangel Michael has severed your connection, their entire foundation is violently shaking. They are turning on each other. The heavy karma they tried to project onto you is returning to sender with terrifying speed. They are desperately feeling the massive void of your absence. They try to find your bright energy in other people, but they come up completely empty. Nobody else carries the unique anointing of a true cycle breaker. Your energy is incredibly expensive now. You are a masterpiece of the Creator, and the Matrix agents are slowly realizing the catastrophic mistake they made by rejecting you. You have officially entered the sanctuary of quiet authority. Your silence is driving the enemy absolutely insane. In the past, you would have argued and tried to prove your innocence to them. You would have exhausted your spirit, trying to make them understand your pure heart. But the shift has removed your desire to defend yourself. You no longer care about the false narratives they spin in the shadows. Every single symptom you feel is a divine confirmation. The heavy lifting is done. The deep purging is almost complete. You are shedding the heavy armor you wore in the survival matrix. Archangel Michael is standing guard over your transition phase, but heaven requires one final act of release from your spirit before the ultimate door swings open. And this is the part the system truly fears. We must talk about the massive secret heaven is guarding right now. The system does not want you to know the exact mechanics of this cosmic shift. They want you focused on earthly survival. They need you distracted while the spiritual window slowly closes. But Archangel Michael brings a profound revelation about the final stage of your divine preparation, and this hidden knowledge will finally set your spirit free. You are standing at the absolute edge of a miracle. The phrase, "last chance," usually brings heavy fear to the human mind. The matrix conditions you to panic when time is running out. But the spiritual realm operates on a completely different frequency. This final chance is not a divine threat or a harsh punishment from the Creator. It is a rare window of perfect energetic alignment, and it is meant exclusively for the true remnant who have suffered in silence. Your moment of ultimate deliverance is finally arriving. To fully step into this new timeline, you must understand a deep universal law. Heaven cannot place a massive new blessing into hands that are tightly closed. You are still holding on to the heavy baggage from your previous season. God is ready to release the mega deposit right now, but you must drop the heavy rocks you are carrying to finally receive it, because the universe requires you to create empty space before it can deliver your massive reward. What exactly must you release today? You must shed the deep desire to save everyone around you. You are a natural healer and a powerful intercessor, but you cannot drag unawakened souls across the finish line of the great shift. The heavy guilt you feel about leaving them behind is a dangerous psychological trap, and the enemy uses it to keep your spirit completely stuck in the past. You are officially released from the burden of healing people who want to stay completely broken. The Matrix programmed you to be an endless supply of energy for parasites. They made you believe that true love means burning yourself alive to keep others warm. But heaven commands you to stop the bleeding right now. You cannot be the spiritual shield for your bloodline if your own earthly vessel is entirely shattered. Your primary duty today is your own divine restoration, and you must prioritize your quiet peace above all of their incredibly chaotic demands. You must also release the desperate need for earthly justice. You want the people who betrayed you to publicly admit their terrible mistakes. You want the dark system to apologize for the deep pain it caused your spirit. But seeking validation from a completely broken matrix will only lower your frequency back to their miserable level, so you must walk away without saying another word. Let karma handle their absolute destruction while you step into your new season of quiet authority. Remember the group of people who betrayed you in secret. We discussed their sudden panic earlier. Here is the final truth about their dark camp. The heavy karma they triggered is permanently locked onto their frequency now, and they will wander through life searching for your bright light in empty rooms. Their ultimate punishment is living forever with the heavy memory of your grace. You do not need to witness their inevitable downfall. You no longer need to look back at those burning bridges. Your eyes must be entirely fixed on the horizon of your new timeline. Archangel Michael is holding the door of the great shift wide open for you right now. The bright light spilling from that divine door is warming your tired face. But there is one strict condition you must accept before you can walk through it, and the enemy is praying that you refuse to obey this simple command. The spiritual realm requires a clean, energetic slate. You must forgive yourself for staying in toxic situations longer than you should have. You did not lack wisdom. You just had a pure heart that desperately wanted to see the good in dark places. God used that long season of delay to forge your discernment into a razor-sharp weapon. The painful delay was actually your divine training ground, and it prepared you perfectly for the massive authority coming your way. Every single tear you cried in secret was carefully collected by the Creator. Heaven is using that deep sorrow to water the massive seeds of your upcoming harvest. You are about to step out of the dark wilderness and into a beautiful season of quiet victory, but heaven needs you to participate in this final release. You must actively choose to drop the heavy burdens right now. The universe is waiting for your physical surrender before it opens the gates. This cosmic window of opportunity will not stay open forever. The energetic frequencies are perfectly aligning for your ultimate breakthrough right at this very moment. You are a discerning warrior standing at the absolute edge of glory. Take a deep breath and prepare your spirit for the massive surge of power. The divine shift is permanently rewriting the story of your life right now, and nothing in the dark matrix can ever stop this glorious momentum. The moment of release has passed, and the spiritual realm is watching a massive explosion of pure light emerging from your soul. Now comes the surge. The atmosphere around you is literally cracking with new energy. The heavy chains of the matrix are snapping into a million pieces. You are no longer the quiet victim hiding in the shadows. Your frequency is rapidly rising to an untouchable level right now. The dark system immediately feels this violent shift. They thought they had you permanently suppressed under their heavy burdens. They assumed your spirit was entirely broken by their calculated isolation. But your sudden energetic explosion is sending massive shockwaves through their entire demonic grid. The Matrix agents are staring at your rising light with absolute terror because they cannot comprehend how you survived their brutal attacks. Let us look at the people who recently tried to destroy you. The energy vampires used your pure heart for their own selfish gain. They suddenly feel a terrifying void in their daily lives. The spiritual umbilical cord they attached to your spirit has been violently severed. They are desperately trying to find a new source of bright energy to consume, but nobody else carries the rare anointing of a chosen one. Their dark camp is descending into absolute chaos right now. The confusion they tried to cast over your life has returned to their own minds. You can almost hear their desperate panic in the unseen realm. They are turning on each other because they have no pure light left to steal. The heavy karma they generated is collapsing their false reality in real time. And you do not have to lift a single finger to fight them, because heaven is handling your ultimate vindication. You are standing in the sanctuary of quiet authority. Your silence has become a lethal weapon against their crumbling system. In the past, you would have rushed in to save them from their own terrible mistakes. You would have lowered your frequency just to make them feel comfortable, but the cosmic shift has completely removed your desire to play their toxic games, and you are peacefully watching their grand illusions burn to the ground. Notice how the universe is responding to your new vibration. Strangers look at you differently when you walk down the street. Opportunities are suddenly appearing out of thin air without any earthly explanation. Your powerful energy is magnetizing massive blessings directly to your doorstep. The delay is officially over because your frequency finally matches the miracle. The universe is rolling out the red carpet for your arrival, and your period of waiting is permanently finished. But the enemy will make one final desperate attempt to stop you. They will try to send someone from your past back into your life. A toxic friend or an old situation will suddenly reappear with a fake apology. They want to test if your spiritual boundaries are truly secure. Archangel Michael warns you to stay completely alert during this final phase. Do not let their sweet words drag you back into the dark survival matrix, because your new timeline requires absolute protection. You are the true cycle breaker for your entire family tree. Your rising energy is literally burning away the generational curses that held your ancestors captive. The poverty stops right here with your awakening. The endless anxiety and the toxic relationships end with you today. You carry the divine authority to command the atmosphere in any room you enter. The spiritual realm bows to the immense power you hold inside, and heaven is celebrating your glorious victory. Every step you take right now is shaking the unseen world. You are reclaiming the massive territory the enemy stole from you during your season of exhaustion. They thought they took your confidence and your joy permanently, but God used their vicious attacks to sharpen your discernment into a glorious sword. You are stepping onto the battlefield as a fully awakened warrior of the light. Nothing can stand in your way anymore. The panic in the matrix is completely undeniable. They are losing their grip on the awakened remnant. You are officially untouchable by their lower frequencies. The period of quiet preparation has suddenly transformed into a season of explosive manifestation. Heaven is aligning the final pieces of your grand destiny right at this very second. The stage is perfectly set for the ultimate decree over your entire life, and you must open your spirit to receive it. Remember the one strict condition you had to accept to walk through the door. You had to surrender the deep pain of your past completely. Because you released that heavy burden, your spirit is now light enough to fly, and the massive surge of divine power is rushing through your veins right now. You are perfectly positioned to receive the supreme judgment of heaven. Prepare your heart for the glorious climax of this sacred message. Your spiritual enemies are watching this glorious transition with absolute dread. They know their time of ruling over your emotions is permanently finished. The dark system cannot manipulate a chosen one who fully understands their own divine worth. You have completely bypassed their traps and elevated your consciousness to the highest level. You are a masterpiece ready to shine brightly in a world that desperately needs your light, and your ultimate vindication has finally arrived. In the mighty name of the Creator, I stand with Archangel Michael to issue a divine decree over your life right now. The time for waiting is completely over. The season of you being a footstool for the ego of others is permanently finished. Heaven is stepping in as your ultimate defense attorney, and the universe is rapidly flipping the entire script in your absolute favor. I break every generational cycle that has tried to wrap its heavy chains around your tired mind. The endless poverty stops with you right here. The crippling anxiety stops with you today. The broken and toxic relationships stop with you forever. You are the true cycle breaker for your bloodline, and the heavy mantle of survival mode is violently falling off your exhausted shoulders. Remember that strange isolation and those slammed doors from last week. Here is the absolute truth that heaven kept carefully hidden from the dark enemy. That painful rejection was your ultimate divine protection, because entering that specific room would have permanently attached your pure frequency to a massive trap. God did not close that door to deny your blessing. He closed it to protect your bright spirit. Your isolation was a sacred quarantine. The Creator was cleansing your inner circle so He could safely drop a massive mega deposit into your hands right now. I declare that a ridiculous abundance is flowing into your earthly reality. The spiritual bank of heaven is releasing the immense compensation you are owed, and everything the dark system stole from your bloodline is being returned tenfold. Those who sat at tables and spoke poorly of your good name are about to witness a massive miracle. God is preparing a glorious feast for you right in front of their eyes. You do not have to say a single word to defend your pure character. Watch them panic as your quiet peace becomes entirely untouchable by their dark and miserable matrix. The system is absolutely terrified right now. The dark matrix cannot control a chosen one who finally knows their exact divine worth. They desperately wanted you financially ruined so you would settle for their tiny crumbs. But an unstoppable cosmic shift has just fractured their entire demonic system, while the divine frequency of massive wealth is permanently overriding your long earthly delay. Breathe this powerful activation deeply into your lungs. The spiritual war you fought for your entire family tree has been permanently won today. You are no longer just surviving the brutal and exhausting attacks of the enemy. You are stepping into a profound season of unshakable authority, and the heavy doors of true opportunity are flying wide open for you. Heaven is unlocking the hidden clarity and authority that the elite circles tried to keep away from your bloodline. You are not trapped at the bottom of the pyramid anymore. You are holding the sacred keys to the kingdom in your hands. The Creator is actively rearranging the physical universe to accommodate your massive new destiny, because your beautiful soul has finally proven its complete readiness. Let the old tears of sorrow completely dry on your face. The profound exhaustion you carried for years is melting away into the ground beneath your feet. Your spiritual body is vibrating with the pure energy of absolute victory. Every single atom in your physical vessel is singing the song of total deliverance, and the shadow of the matrix can never touch your pure frequency again. I declare that your mind is completely shielded from any future manipulation. The dark forces have lost their access codes to your beautiful energy. You are walking in a divine bubble of extreme favor and miraculous provision today. The sudden shift you prayed for is no longer a distant dream, but it is your breathing and living reality right at this very glorious moment. Do you feel the incredible lightness in your chest right now? The chains have been permanently shattered by the blazing sword of Archangel Michael. You are a masterpiece of the Creator, stepping directly into the bright light. Claim this massive victory with every ounce of faith you have left in your soul, because the vast universe has officially delivered its supreme and final verdict. The days of weeping in secret are over. The nights of fighting invisible demons in your sleep are entirely finished. You have crossed the grand threshold of the cosmic shift. Heaven stands in absolute awe of your beautiful endurance and your incredibly pure heart. The crown of the quiet victor is being placed gently upon your head today, so receive it with profound joy. The divine compensation for your long suffering is incredibly vast. Heaven kept a meticulous record of every single time you were unfairly broken. God is currently multiplying your upcoming harvest beyond your wildest human imagination. The spiritual economy does not suffer from earthly inflation or matrix delays, which means your massive reward is arriving exactly on time for your new season. Your beautiful soul has successfully navigated the darkest wilderness. You walked through the blazing fire and came out completely purified by the flames. Archangel Michael is sealing this glorious decree over your life with his holy fire, and the grand transformation of your entire reality is totally complete and undeniable. You are a sovereign being of light, and your reign begins today. Now that the massive blessing is finally unlocked, you must learn how to protect it. Heaven requires you to be a wise guardian of this new frequency. You cannot share your sacred victories with people who still live in the dark matrix. They will not understand your sudden rise, and their deep jealousy will immediately try to corrupt your pure manifestation. Keep your mouth completely closed. Let them misunderstand you. Let them assume whatever they want about your silence. You no longer need to explain your bright soul to people who are completely committed to misunderstanding your spirit. You have officially entered the sanctuary of quiet authority. Your pure energy is far too expensive to spend on their cheap drama today. From this moment forward, your presence alone commands massive respect. You are going to experience a rapid increase in financial and spiritual wealth, but you must move in absolute secrecy while the universe settles these gifts into your life. Do not post your miracles for the world to see just yet. The dark system is still watching your steps, and showing off your divine reward will only invite unnecessary spiritual warfare back into your peaceful sanctuary. Stay entirely grounded in your new reality. Walk with the humble confidence of a true chosen one who knows their exact worth. The Matrix wants you to be arrogant, because arrogance lowers your frequency back to their miserable level. But true power is always incredibly gentle. You can hold a massive sword of light without ever needing to swing it, and that is the absolute definition of quiet victory. it is time to seal this divine decree over your earthly vessel. I ask Archangel Michael to place a permanent shield of holy fire around your mind and your physical body. No dark weapon formed against your family tree will ever prosper again. The heavy generational curses are permanently shattered, and the pure bloodline of your ancestors is completely washed clean by your immense sacrifice. I declare that your spiritual frequency is now entirely locked. The energy vampires can no longer track your bright light in the unseen realm. You are completely invisible to the demonic forces that used to hunt your tired soul. The Creator has hidden you perfectly in the glorious shadow of His massive wings, and your absolute safety is guaranteed by the highest authority in the universe today. Every room you enter from this day forward will immediately shift to match your high vibration. You will no longer absorb the toxic trauma of the broken people around you. Instead, your mere presence will quietly heal the atmosphere without draining a single drop of your own precious energy. You are a sovereign master of your own domain, and the long season of survival mode is officially terminated. If this sacred message brought profound peace to your tired soul today, leave a word of agreement in the comments below. We do not do it for earthly visibility or algorithms. We do it as a powerful spiritual seal of absolute agreement. Your physical action locks this protective energy into your reality, and it tells the vast universe that you are entirely ready to govern your new massive blessing. Subscribe to this safe sanctuary right now and turn on the notifications. You must protect your spiritual diet moving forward, so the enemy cannot intercept your future divine messages. This space is a dedicated lighthouse for the true remnant. We gather here to keep the holy fire burning bright, and your gentle support keeps this powerful beacon alive for the next chosen one who is crying in the dark. Take one final deep breath before you leave this sacred space. Let the deep calmness wash over your chest and your shoulders. The frantic rushing of the matrix has no power over your daily routine anymore. You can finally rest your tired head tonight, knowing that the massive battle has been won. The Creator is smiling down upon your beautiful journey, and your glorious new chapter begins right now. You are officially entering the season of effortless abundance. You do not need to hustle or force things to happen anymore. The things you have been desperately chasing will begin to quietly chase you instead. This is the ultimate reward for the chosen ones who learn to stand perfectly still in the middle of a raging storm. Heaven is actively working on your behalf while you sleep peacefully tonight. Never forget the incredible strength it took to reach this beautiful destination. You were the brave one who broke the heavy chains for your entire family. The generations coming after you will walk in pure freedom because you refused to surrender to the darkness. I leave you with the absolute peace of Archangel Michael today. Guard your pure heart, stay quietly, powerful, and embrace your total deliverance.